What them haters talking about?
Yeah. Order and protection.
What's up, family? Media hoe, hungry hippo, and career slave Jason Whitlock is at it again. This time he called LeBron James too rich to feel racism. His comments come after LeBron James made a statement about his California home being vandalized and graffiti with the N-word. LeBron spoke about the incident and brought up the story of Emmett Till's mother, who chose to have an open casket funeral for a 14-year-old son who was disfigured and lynched. This is what LeBron James had to say. Racism will always be part of the world, a part of America. Hate in America, especially for African Americans, is living every day, even though it's concealed most of the time. No matter how much money you have, no matter how famous you are, no matter how many people admire you, being black in America is tough. Now, Whitlock took issue with that statement, supposedly because he didn't appreciate LeBron James analogizing graffiti to murder. But y'all know that's a lie. That fucker knew exactly what LeBron James meant. LeBron James was talking about the value in showing the world what it's like to be black, to live as a black person, the ongoing reality of a black person living in America. I'm gonna play this video clip for y'all. Leave your comments and I'll come back with mine.
So let's start with your initial reaction when you saw the racial slurs had been written on LeBron's L.A. home not far from here.
You know, I think it's a disrespectful inconvenience for LeBron James. I think that this is where I struggle with LeBron James. He has fallen into the far left trap of there's value in embracing your victimhood. And so LeBron, I watched his press conference. I saw it yesterday, saw it again today. And his comments analogizing any part of this to Emmett Till is preposterous.
Now, inform our audience of that.
Emmett Till was a 14-year-old boy from Chicago who went to visit his uncle in the 1950s in Money, Mississippi. Money, Mississippi is probably the dumbest name ever to call that city Money. It should have been called No Money, Mississippi. Very poor, depressed area, about 300-400 people, a one industry town, poor people live there. Emmett Till had an interaction with a white woman and was brutally murdered by her husband and her husband's half-brother. Brutally murdered. 14-year-old boy, allegedly because he may have whistled at the woman, but we come to find out later he did not. Brutally murdered. It's one of the most tragic historic events in African-American history. There's no analogy between that and what happened to LeBron James. He allegedly had the N-word spray painted on his $20 million Brentwood home. He wasn't there, his family wasn't there, he heard about it. He's on stage, oh, my family's safe. From what, spray paint? They're in Cleveland. Again, I don't want, racism is an issue in America, but it is primarily an issue for the poor. It's not LeBron James's issue.
Y'all hear this fool? He called LeBron James' home being vandalized a disrespectful inconvenience. How stupid do you have to be to fix your mouth to say something like that? Even if you're not black, you got to know that that is some real dumb shit to say. Now, this dude got the nerve to have KRS-One as his profile pic on Twitter. Yeah, go figure. This is a dude that never misses an opportunity to throw black people under the bus. And he loves to say whatever a black person does, it makes all black people look bad. It sends out the wrong message to black people. Bitch, you ain't been black in decades. What are you talking about? But you're going to learn. Yeah, you ain't been black on the inside in decades, but you're going to learn one of these days. You're going to learn what it is. You're going to feel it real hard. I'm sure you already feel it, but see, just like a number of these other coons out there, you in so deep, you so far gone that you can't come back. You're not going to be accepted. So you got to play the card all the way through. You got to play the hand all the way out. You have no choice. You've burned that bridge and you can't cross back over, and you know that. So you got to stick with it. So even when you face racism, you're not going to let us know. When it really come at your ass real hard, you're not going to let us know. You're going to keep on going and act like it don't exist and keep on collecting that paycheck. That's what you're going to do. Dude really amounts to a troll. He's like a broadcasting troll. And I won't even he's not a journalist. He might have a journalist degree, but he's really not a journalist, because journalists fact check. True journalists have integrity. This dude has no integrity whatsoever. So he's not a journalist. He's being passed off as one. And only being hired to assassinate the character of the black community. That's what he does. And y'all ever notice how he always talking about LeBron James's physique? He's fascinated with LeBron James's body. He constantly talks about him. I've heard him on a number of occasions talking about LeBron James' body. Oh, he's 6'8". He's an elitist. He's an elite specimen. Say things like that. See, he's jealous. He really jealous of LeBron, and he's jealous of a number of celebrities, especially sports celebrities, who actually has attained a great deal of success, because he never did. He was a college athlete, and that's about as far as he got. He never could make it to the league because he was a bum. So really, he's jealous. He's just jealous. This dude really is like the fat version of Stephen A. Smith. He's a fat version of Stephen A. Smith, talking about how, because if you're rich and you're black, you don't have to deal with racism. It doesn't affect you. See, that is the problem with a number of black people who are so-called successful, who have attained some level of financial success. They think that it excludes them from racial attacks. They think that somehow, because they have a certain amount of money, that they've risen to a certain social status, a certain financial status, that it means that they have risen above the condition of their people. Newsflash, no individual can ever rise above the condition of their people, because at the end of the day, your ass still black, Jason Whitlock, no matter what. You're still in that group, no matter what. That's the black group. You're in that group. If you're white, you can't rise above the condition of your people. You just can't. You're in that group. You Latino, you're in that group. So whatever that group is doing collectively, it is a reflection of you. You cannot rise above the condition of your people, no matter how hard you try. And that is the big problem with a lot of black people who have attained some level of financial success. They look at these problems that are happening to poor black people, and they think that those problems are exclusive to those people. That's the way they think. So they are a huge problem. They are a big problem in the black community, something that people don't like to talk about too often. This dude, Colin Coward, I don't know if this dude is a racist. I don't know if he's a closet racist or whatever. I don't watch his show, but I do know that he gave a black KKK member a platform to throw black people under the bus. And I do know that he and ESPN and Fox and a number of these other networks play that game where they put these coons out front to say the things that they can't say. The coon will say publicly the same things that they can't say privately, or the things that they actually say privately. That's the game that they play. So we hip to the game. I just can't wait till black people and other people that so-called say that they're progressives to start denouncing these stations and actually start boycotting them. Boycott the advertisers who take up advertising with them. I can't wait for that to start happening. Fox hired themselves a loud, fat-mouthed coon to spew their racial rhetoric against black people. Jason Whitlock, thank you. I hope you enjoy the buffet, you fat fuck. No more talk.
What them haters talking about?
Order of protection.